All right, let's do a brief audio and visual check. Can we hear me? Can you hear me? Is the mic working? Give it a few seconds. I don't even know. Check. Real robot. Real robot. Okay. All right. Audio, visuals, good. Welcome everybody. Welcome to Slow Markets. As always, in the YouTube chat, there's our Topstep risk disclosure. Everything that we say, everything I say is for educational purposes only. It's not financial advice. It's not a signals class. But man, I'm watching these markets. I'm just kind of like jaw dropping at the buying that's stepping in right now. I was looking and thinking that maybe these markets would be down quite a bit, but look, we're tapping session highs. So I'm just gonna jump into it. I'm just gonna jump into these markets. Here's the NASDAQ daily chart. Obviously, we had that big V. Two really bearish days. 3-bar reversal, recovered that. We're hanging around 24,050s, and buying is just stepping in here. Let's zoom into an hourly chart. And I was talking about this Thursday night. To how about this being a higher low, right? Maybe this is a higher low. Tonight we had a gap down, and man, we came down here to 24,980s, kind of testing this level. It's a zone. This is a decent sized zone. Around 23,990s, 24,000 plus or minus, and buyers just barely. Nope, don't want to get that. I did not mean to click an order, but buyers just barely stepping in here, buying it on up. Let's zoom in. I want to be quick. Wow, absolutely insane. What a bounce here. That's a 100-point rally. Yeah, almost a 100-point rally. I mean, last 5 minutes. How's everybody doing? How is everyone trading? Sunday night, happy Easter Sunday. Hopefully you having a great weekend, enjoying the time off, touching grass, relaxing. I was on the NQ a couple minutes ago for my combine. Was that a tweet? I don't know. I mean, at this point, anything can happen, right? News, headlines, tape bombs. We trade what we see, not what we think. I'm sure that's, man, I started slow markets. I'm going on. You know what happened? I clicked start stream and the market started rallying. Like that's it. And whenever I come on air, the market just goes up. That is what has been happening. I don't know what it is. But whenever I'm on air, market's been going up. I mean, knock on wood. Let's just keep it going. Up 1,100. Let me get a few more. Let's get some music going. It's Sunday night. Monday's price action. It's kind of Easter Sunday, right? So kind of a slow, relaxing. I still can't get rid of these allergies. My allergies have been absolutely destroying me. You could probably hear it in my voice. Let me get a few things. There we go. We do a hashtag slow markets. We could do hashtag slow markets tonight. Yeah, because I go live in Asia. No, even in the New York session, right? Whenever I hop on to fast markets. Look, here we go. Markets continue to go up. But let's get some hashtag slow markets in. Hashtag slow markets. They're in the YouTube chat. There's the socials. As always. Yeah. Do we keep bumping up against these session highs? Absolutely wild, these markets. Am I trading Jesus? No. Let's get some music going. We got everything, and let's get it. Hashtag fast markets. BTFD. I mean, I'm looking at these moves during this Asian session, right? Like we have a 150 points, and then we are up 180 points. Crude dropped $1. Let's see. Yeah. The session high for crude is $115 a barrel. We just got some sellers stepping in crude at the top as soon as we started, right at the top of the hour. Watching these markets. We got Tesla. Tesla's up. The rest of the major equities are down. Nvidia's down to 0.75%. Let's take a look at gold. What's gold doing? Here's gold. Gold's had a nice sell-off. Let me look at the hourly chart. I wouldn't mind some longs in this gold here. Yeah, let's take a look at something. What is up with gold? MGC? One second, I'm checking something. Yeah, let's take a look. I'm gonna get long gold here.
Order filled.
Order filled. How do I I gotta disable the order filled here. I'll figure that out. I'll figure it out. Let's see if we can find some buyers here in gold. I'm gonna run and get me a drink. I'll be right back, everyone. Gonna run and get me a drink. Okay. Oof. Need to make sure I had my stop loss in there. I'm short. You're short gold? Yeah, long gold. I'm liking this long gold. I mean, look at this trend we've been on. This is the hourly chart here on gold. Right? Higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. Zoom into a 5-minute chart. We're kind of bouncing off of it, breaking out to the long side. Let me going through some settings. There we go. I don't want everyone to get like a PTSD from order filled. Okay. There we go. Let's see if we get some bot longs here in the gold. I might even add a second position if we break through these 153s. Stop by. And I need to switch this over to ticks. See how this plays out. See how this plays out. I like to add only if we keep breaking market structure here to the long side. Maybe look for this gold market to come back up and retest 4,700. Maybe look at this 4670s, 77s. Nice little level of resistance right there. But we'll need to show buyers step in and break through these 53s. We got the top of the hour that just came and gone when I started slow markets. Bottom of the hour in about 20 minutes. Take a look at the news that we have for this week. As you can see, right, lots of headlines with the conflict, with the war between, yeah, headlines. Looks like April 6th. So tomorrow morning, Trump speaks with military. We have some Fed speakers. Just looking at some headlines. Honestly, I think it's all eyes on what's going on with the war and crude oil. Jobless claims, PCE. How much is inflation and the rest of this really matter? Obviously, on the 10th, we have inflation data. All eyes on what's going on. It really is the same kind of market. We just hurry up and wait. Hurry up and wait. We consolidate. We wait for the next headline. Then once the headline hits, we get a reaction. It's been a very difficult market to trade. Very difficult. I'm going to lower this. So I'm using this 100-tick chart over here on the right-hand side. Looking for these pivots. Looking for... Here's an example, right? Like if we start to break back through this level, I would be okay with adding into this position. Kind of a slow markets tonight. What are some misconceptions that people have about consistency / profitable trading? One of the biggest misconceptions that people have about consistent or profitable trading is it's complicated, right? People think it's harder than what it really is. It's really not as hard as what people think it is when it comes to the technicals, the indicators. It's really a mental. It's more... There's a trigger in. There's the trigger in. It's really you versus you. The hardest part about trading is your psychological, like the psychological side. And look at the spread. Look at the spread. This is one thing I want to point out. See the spread between the bid and the ask? Even on micros right here, it's pretty wide. So I'm not liking that very much. Right, the cost to get in and get out is, what, 4 or 5 ticks? Okay, got triggered into my second. I'll get triggered into a third if we could get... Because I want to build a position here. I'm risking 400 on this. 400. So we can find some buyers back up through these 53s. I like how this 5-minute candle closed above it. There we go. There we go. Let's get it. I'll probably have a little bit of a cough the rest of this week. If you break your rules, you can't succeed. Yeah, breaking your rules. Let's get through these 53s. If we can. Consolidating. I still like it. I'm liking how we're holding these higher lows. Higher lows. A little bit of a buyer stepping in right here. Equal highs. We haven't broke through these 53s yet. So if we start to break through this, the first target I'm going to look at is going to be these mid to upper 70s. And then possibly, just possibly a run back up to 4,700. That'd be kind of a stretch target. But let's just see what this market gives us. Why is gold price different in trade? I couldn't tell you. I don't look at that. This is contract M, right? So this is the front month. Always check what contract you're in when you're trading, right? Rollover. We're trading futures, so futures roll over. I know, it just about tagged me in. See if we can get it here. Okay, it triggered me into that third contract. I'm going to tighten up my risk. If we start to break out, I don't want to risk that much. Okay. I'm just looking for ways if we continue that breakout. These are some good references for tightening up my stop loss. Are you trading prop account? Yeah, this is the Topstep's prop. Yeah, you see the move is exactly the same. I mean, it's correlated. It's the same product, same underlying. All right, gold. Let's see if we get through, get some momentum. risking not too much. See if we get buyers keep stepping in here. Man, NASDAQ keeps going up. We'll take a look at the NASDAQ here in a second. Ooh. Combine not funded. Yeah, this is a combine, not a funded account. I withdrew. I announced that, and I should post it on my social media. I withdrew my live account. I transferred it to. It was a payout. I took a payout, and if you were following me on social media, you know exactly what I'm referencing. Purple Rain. ORXYY. That's to be determined. I talked about this last week. I am very limited from what I can and can't say, right? Because when you step into a regulated industry, when you start talking about that kind of stuff, ORXYY, there's rules that limit what I can say and talk about and show. And the last thing I want to do is break any of those, right? This is not like the Wild West. It's not like your typical pop-up prop shop where you could just say and do whatever you want. There's guidelines. Might have to get out of this one. Can you show us what it looks like? Sophism. Take a look at my social medias. Okay, take a look at my social media. I can't say and show what any of that stuff looks like. When I represent a professional company like here at Topstep, there's rules, guidelines. Moflo, saw you take out that massive payout from last year. Yeah, I took out a few massive payouts, right? I took out like 180,000, and I took out 225,000. I've taken over $500,000 in payouts over the past couple of years here at Topstep. We're still hanging out here. Sell off before London to buy it up during New York. What do you mean? What is going to sell off before buying it up? Please explain. Yeah, this is not looking too hot so far here on gold. I might have too tight of a stop loss, to be honest. I might have to. The best stop loss is probably down here. Wide stop, small size. Should I practice it? I think I should. Crude is consolidating. You know what? No, I'm just gonna get. Actually, I'm gonna get out. And if it sets up again, I'll get back in. Yeah, if we set back up, I don't mind getting back in. But I want to get in long here in gold. It's stop hunting. I'm playing large range tonight. Benjamin, why are you in a combine, homie? Well, if you were 5 minutes early or 20 minutes early, I explained it Thursday. I explained it again tonight. I took a payout. Sophism, yeah, they're two different things. You can have both, from my understanding. Like I said, I don't have the answers to everything. I'm still liking this long. Okay. Alright, let's see if we get back into this position here. I want to build 5 contracts. I want to build it up to 5 contracts on this. Connell says, what's Purple Rain referencing? That's a beautiful song, but if you tune in to my social media, you'll have a little bit more of an answer to that. Bye-bye. No. Nope, I did not lose my live account. I closed it by withdrawing the total balance, because once you get 30 winning days in your live account, you could withdraw the entire balance. So I opted to withdraw the entire balance, and I post, I will send, take a look. This is the link. Take a look at this link right there. Everyone asking me questions regarding this, look at the link I just posted in the YouTube chat. There you go. All right, let's get into that 4th contract right there. See if we get those buyers stepping in here. This is the 2nd time? Yep, it is. Yeah, 30 winning days total. They don't have to be in a row. I had like 40 or 50 winning days in that live account. There's some buyers. Alright, let's tighten up that risk. Let's see if we can catch a nice runner here. Let's take a this long. MNQ just popped. Man, NASDAQ. Holy. Damn. NASDAQ, what is going on with the equities here? Look at this. Look at 40 points. 50-point bounce right there. NASDAQ turning green? Is NASDAQ going to turn green? I tell you what. I strongly avoid talking about politics, religion. I refrain from, giving opinions on that. But we're trading these markets, and at any moment, we could have like a tweet, a social media post, and some of those posts to me have been mind-blowing. I have been absolutely mind-blown by one of the posts that came out today, and I thought that these markets were going to open up down and be down like, I thought these equities were going to be down 1 or 2% tonight, and here we are rallying in the NASDAQ. So that's a great example of why you trade what you see and not what you think, because if I was trading what I was thinking, I would have lost. I would have hit my day loss limit trying to short this market. So it says, how do I fix my chart? It's upside down. Maybe try Alt-I. Yeah, we're rejecting this one again. We're rejecting it again. Yep, trade what you see, not what you think. I've lost most of my worst losing trades have been based off of what I think the market should be doing. Man, crude oil's going down. Crude's going down. Crude's down to 112. The high was 115. I still want to get long gold if we could, only if buyers could step in here. Actually, I need to check. What is the... I do have to check this. I gotta double check. I got 1,000. Okay. What's that? $1,000, $1,500. Okay. I need to get in the good habit of just not showing this. Bomb of the hour coming up in about 3.5 minutes. Thanks, Ken. Yeah, some of the hidden messages are sometimes the funniest. Epic in gold. Is this wrong and we just come down and take off these lows? Do we take out these lows and come down and retest? I have a hard time selling gold here. Yeah, there's another rejection. Gold rolling over as expected. I don't know. Crude's rolling over. The dollar is... What's the dollar doing? The dollar is strengthening, so... I mean, it makes sense gold selling off, right? Man, NASDAQ just 180s, 180s. Here goes gold. There goes gold. Do we got some hashtag slow markets? Who's short gold? If you're short gold, shout out to you. Absolutely wild, NASDAQ. Absolutely wild. There's a lot of people that probably got smacked shorting the NASDAQ today. I did. Avsows says, told you. Hopefully, instead of telling, you actually shorted it. Good afternoon. I've had a hard time going long. More than 60% of my trades are short. What can I do to improve my analysis? Depends on how big of a time, right? If all your trades, 60% of your trades were going short in a day, or is it 60% of your trades going short over a month or 3 months? Those are different scenarios. Wasn't expecting the pump. There's not a lot of people that was expecting the pump in the NASDAQ. I'm one of them, right? I'm definitely one of them. I'm actually looking for longs here in gold. I'm trying to get into a decent position here. We got the bomb of the hour coming in about 15 seconds. See if we get a bounce out of this. Gonna add a second one. Bomb of the hour is upon. See if we get any market reaction on this. Or I'm just gonna get cooked. I'm just gonna get cooked on buying gold while it's selling off. I still haven't been able to get into a full position. Full position, what I'm looking for is 5 of these contracts. 3, there's 4. What's the risk on this? 400. flip it, someone says. We'll see. Get fifth, we break back through these 33s. Sauteed would be the proper term. Yeah, we're getting sauteed. We're not getting cooked. We're getting sauteed. We're gonna get burnt. That might be what happened. Is that a better term here? Burnt, sauteed. All right, let's see if we get a breakout. These are the 5 contracts. Solid break, maybe. If not, then I am sauteed. Shorts are good. Shorts would be printed. I know. Don't be a ferret. Risk is about 500. Yeah, I don't want to lose more than $1,000. Slightly charred. We're getting well done. Stop loss is a better entry. Maybe. You see us get through these 33s. I want to tighten up the risk though, quick. Okay. We're starting to see some buyers step in. But is it enough? Remember, tonight's is only 30 minutes long, or not 30 minutes, an hour long. It's Sunday night. It's Easter Sunday, everyone. What's JD's toast? No sauce. Happy Easter. There's some buyers stepping in. I'm looking for areas to move my stop loss. One point of reference that I'm looking at is right here. Right there at 630s. Psychic Trader says, am I restarting Combine Tax of Faith Live? I would like to do that again, yeah. Yep. And then I could just take payouts along the way directly into the Percy. Right? Just take payouts direct into the Percy. Payout directly into the Percy. Yeah, I'll have to double check though. I need to double check. Remember, if you want information, just tune into Topstep socials. I'll post what I can on my social media. All right, buyers, we need you to hold these 30s. Where's that cute Jay at? Someone says. Jay joins me on Mondays and Wednesdays. And like I said, it's supply and demand. If we do a 3-man weave, me, Jay, and Braden again, we'll see. We shall see. Like I said, there's something there. I know a lot of traders absolutely enjoyed having me, Jay, and Braden on at the same time, but it really depends on scheduling and how many people really want it. Market, there's things I can and can't say. All right, so sometimes you have to have like nicknames. Mark Davies. Thanks for teaching me a little bit about the Nikkei. I forgot it was the last market I looked at Friday. Thought that's perfect. Took a practice trade because, yeah, Nikkei is pretty wild. Okay, there's some buyers stepping in. A little bit so far. Just watching these pivots on the 100-tick chart. Thinking, where can I move my stop loss? Where can I manage risk? I want to move it up to 629, but I need us to get above these 36s. If we get through these 36s, then I'll move it up. It's a banking holiday. Okay, now I'm okay moving it up now. My stop loss right there above 29 off this pivot. If we get a, yeah, that's a good location. I like it. It's below this one, below that one. If we get that nice breakout higher, I might take one contract off if we can come up and retest these 41s. Risk management is the name of the game. That's all we're doing here. We manage risk. We try and position ourselves. Take advantage of market fluctuations. Banger trade, sir. Well, thank you. After a few losses, right? Down 465. It's not over until I'm flat. Let's just say that. Too many times have I got too excited. We've all done that, right? You get so excited the market's going in our way, and then next thing we know, it's hitting our stop loss. It's like that early celebration. You're right at the finish line, and you just face plant into the cement. Oof. Broadcom turning green. Tesla's up 0.6. So equities still continuing to hold. Crude oil. Crude oil's selling off a little bit. There's a little bit of a sell-off. I like that. Or not sell-off, rally here. So now I'm watching this, right? We got two nice pivots. Looking at that pivot we just made at 34. Dakota, you ever trade live with Rips? Yeah, I've traded with Rips. Supposed to be going to Vegas here soon. Go hang out with him. We're up at 39s. So when you're ready to take a screenshot, that's about when you should be taking profits, right? I've done that a few times. I take a screenshot, and instead of taking a screenshot, I should have taken profits. Coach, can you explain why I was sticking with the longs? Yeah, so it's based off a higher time frame, right? This hourly chart. It's the only reason right now why I like longs, right? Oh, that's not. And I'm still okay with holding with longs. Is this higher time frame? We've been making higher lows, higher lows, higher low, higher low, and it's been a nice trending market the past few days. And I'm been looking for this one to hold, right? And so look, this is an hourly chart over on the left. Higher low, higher low, higher low, question mark. We usually don't know until after the fact, right? It's easier to look back in tomorrow and say, oh, okay, that was a higher low, or we broke down. But it's much harder to do in real time. But as of right now, to me, it's looking like a higher low. So I'm going to stick with the longs. And if I take a loss or hit like a daily loss limit by doing so, that's how it works sometimes. I'm wrong as well. I'm wrong often. I'm wrong a lot. I take losses. But I think the most important part is when I take losses, I mean, look at the 5 minute. See? Higher low, higher low. Does that look like a higher low to you? It's going to look like a higher low after the fact, right? Look, yeah, now it's looking pretty good. Yeah, there we go. 124 ticks. I'll take one contract right there. So now it looks pretty good. It's after the fact. It always looks better. Is he as much of a douche in real? Did I just read that? What are you getting me to read, chat? I gotta reread. I have to read stuff before I read it out loud. Oof. Mark, you're getting me. You're getting me. One of these days, I'm just gonna get myself in trouble. Freaking chat. Chat's gonna be the downfall of me. NASDAQ continuing to hold. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ here. Man, look how strong these freaking equities are. If you told me the NASDAQ was gonna do this at the open, it's wild. Absolutely wild. But this gold is cooking here. Look at that trade location too. That trade location is the chef's kiss. Dylan, you like that music? Dylan likes this music. You turn it on. I know why you tune into the stream, Dylan. Good old days. We're in the good old days. Do you work out to this music? No, I don't work out to this music. I trade to this music, obviously. Dakota, when do you take profits? Well, you seen I took out one contract, right? As we were getting up against this pivot. I took one contract off. Remember, I'm looking at the higher time frame. Zoom in. I zoom in. I work my way from a higher time frame, and I zoom in. Dylan, you're out there working with the shaky weights. Hey, to each his own. To each their own. NASDAQ back above 200 here. Let's look at the NASDAQ again. NASDAQ continuing to hold. Show its strength here. What's crude doing? Crude at 112.22. So NASDAQ's so strong. NASDAQ just holding. Yeah, tell you what, if I let my opinion, I could guarantee you 8 years ago, maybe even shorter than that, I would have hit my daily loss limit selling NASDAQ. Guarantee it. I would have lost and hit my daily loss limit selling the NASDAQ because I was so bearish with the tweets that came out today and over the weekend. Like everything that was happening over the weekends, the conflict, the war, and the tweets, I would have been so hard-headed shorting the NASDAQ, I would have hit my daily loss limit. Guaranteed. All right, go. Let's break through these back into the 50s. See if we get back up. Test this pivot here at these 50s where we were. No, fundamentals are not in my trading, my day trading. No. We have to trade what we see sometimes, not what we think. All right, gold. Now I'm liking this pivot that we're making. That is going to be my point of reference if we do start to break out towards these 50s. I'm going to move my stop loss right there. A little market structure, right? I can make an argument to move my stop loss below this kind of pivot that we made. Let's just do that. Lock in some profit. And now the next pivot we're kind of making right here at these, 44 to 42 range. So if we do start to break out again, that's going to be my next area. I don't mind moving my stop loss. All right, let's see if I could take profit on the breakout. If we could break through these 48s. Or we just hang out here. It's going to be a busy week this week. It's going to be a very busy week. Yeah, I'll tell everybody my schedule right now. Full week. I'm going to be on TopstepTV during the day show on fast markets. 9:30 a.m. So I'm going to be on fast markets Monday through Friday. So every day this week, 9:30 a.m. 9:30 a.m. And then, of course, Mondays and Wednesdays, me and Jay. And see if we get Braden on Tuesday. Bitcoin with a nice little rally. Yeah, Bitcoin's at 69,200 spots, up almost 3%. Crude hanging out 112 and 30 cents. Intel's back above 50. Intel, $50.44. I was buying it down there at 41. I was adding into a decent sized position I had on Intel around 41. Happy with that. Happy how that worked out. Very happy. Duolingual, that was a quick in and out trade if you guys were tuning there. Remember, everything I go over is for education. Technical analysis, the same stuff. Real Robot, you're an AMD guy. Hey, to me it doesn't matter. AMD, Intel, potatoes. If a technical's there and the risk reward's there, I'm gonna be buying it up. I'm all for making money. It doesn't matter really if it fits my process, and if I can manage my risk, I'm happy with it. Just logged on. What made Toys? Toys? Who's Toys? Toys decided to long gold. Take notes, says everyone sell NQ. Take notes. Hopefully you're not stuck in a really bad short position and you're coping by taking to the YouTube chat. Because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that were shorting NASDAQ tonight and they just are not doing too hot. Take notes. Trust me, I've been there, man. I've been there. We've all been there, right? Just why does the market keep going up? That's why I'm a buyer. I like buying markets than I do selling. Yeah, this is wild to me. I really like, we gapped down and we just started selling off, and everything that happened over the weekend, you think like, oh, we should be down a lot more. And here's NASDAQ ripping higher, almost to settlement. NASDAQ back up to settlement. Obviously, anything can happen in these markets. Someone said dump got rescheduled. They pumping it. BTFD. Everyone's buying the dip, I guess. Oil going up. Oil's at 112 and 45 cents. So we're going up just a little bit on oil. Gold hanging out here at 45s. Happy with where I'm at. This is a very good position to be in. In my position, I took off one contract already on this little breakout, on this breakout here. So I'm looking for a continuation. I'm looking for a continuation back up to these 50s, maybe a retest of this previous pivot on the 5-minute chart. Take off another 2 contracts. I'm net positive, right? If I close out my position right now, I'm a net positive. You guys tuning in from the very beginning, I took, I don't know, 2 or 3 losses, right? I took 2 or 3 losses on the way down. So my winning trade percentage, everyone is very obsessed over, oh, what's your win rate? Well, it doesn't matter, all right? It does not really matter one specific. So if we go to, I don't know, stats, the trade win percentage does not mean anything unless you're taking into consideration your average win versus average loss. Your most important statistic is your profit factor. It upsets me very, very much when people focus, man, I got a 90% win rate. It does not matter. It doesn't. It sounds cool. Maybe it sells your affiliate code. I don't know. But this does not matter. I mean, you watched me tonight. Loss, right? 3-4 losses in a row. And, you know, if I do catch a nice runner, it pays for it, and then more. So I could close out right now and be positive for the night. It's the most important thing is, do you make money, right? Can you manage risk so that way you're trading tomorrow? You could wake up in the morning and not stress out that you blew your account or you made a big mistake from yesterday. Yeah, you could be profitable. You can make money with an 80% win percentage. You could be profitable with a 30% win percentage. Facts. Yeah, it's true. All right, top of the hour. Remember, tonight's session, it's only an hour long. I want to see how the top of the hour plays out first, and then we can call it. See how we do here. Let's get it. Buyers starting to step in. These 42 held pretty well again. All right, looking at these pivots. Looking at the pivots. It's going to be a good area for a stop loss. I want to see a breakout first. I sound like I'm sick. These allergies. I need to go get me a Kenalog shot. Allergy shot. Okay, I'm going to tighten up that stop loss now. I'm going to look at slapping the ask up here towards these 50s. All right, buyers. Don't be too hesitant here. Ego Drunk says, did you blow it? I did. I blew my live account on April 1st. Seed banks, yeah. Slap the ask. Let's get it. Ask. Joining the ask. Alright. Tighten up that. Just a little bit more. How much was I able to withdraw? I withdrew 100% of it. I withdrew 100% of it. And I took the payout. And the payout went not to my bank account. The payout did not go to my bank account. I had it go somewhere else. Did I just top tick that? Did I top tick that? Again. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I caught a little fish too. Little Irish fish. Mom's bank account. Mm-hmm. All right, buyers. Let's see if we get back through these 50s. Top of the hour in 3 minutes. All right. There's the 50s. Okay, I'm gonna take one right there. I'm gonna sit back and be very happy. Say, look at that trade location. Yeah, see, look. I'm gonna take a screenshot, post it on social media. MNQ still going up? Yeah, NASDAQ right back to settlement. Oh, look at that. Oh, we're going here at the NASDAQ. Session highs. Beautiful. Part of me, honestly, part of me wants to just do this and let this one run for the rest of the night. I'm very tempted to just leave a runner for the rest of this night. Yeah, different sizing. Here, I gotta do my hashtag slow markets. And there's my hashtag slow markets. We took profits. And we are coming to the end of class. I'm gonna call it good. End of class. What do you guys think? Great way to start a Sunday night. Just a great way to start a week. Great way to start a week. A little $350. Yeah, take losses on the way down with the smaller size, and finally build a position. Market goes in my favor, and that's about it. Once again, Jay joining me Monday, Wednesday. See if we get braided on Tuesday. I need to have a conversation with them. Maybe we sort something out. I know the audience loved having all three of us on at the same time, so we shall see. I'll see everybody bright and early. Remember, 9:30 a.m. is when I'm going to be coming on air in the morning. Take care and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye.